Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. We're back with another Big Gamer Small Talk podcast. We got a lot to talk about. We're competing against Game of Thrones this week, so we're not going to be here too long. What do you guys want to tackle first?
You know what? We could tackle the Forbes stuff. That was pretty funny.
Yeah. Holy shit.
Who's that asshat that did that? What the hell?
Well, you know what? Forbes just hopped on gaming and stuff just because it's popular or whatever, but I don't think they really have people that are in the know when it comes to gaming. That's why I always said it's always weird when people will show a Forbes article, and a lot of those are like freelance and things like that, and they don't really know what the hell they're talking about. So they were like, after 10 years, Sony stops production on the Xbox 360. Like, really? And they left it up like almost the entire day.
Was it a joke? Was he dead ass?
No.
Didn't know shit.
And that's not even the worst part. Like, I saw other ones, right? Like, must have come up in my feed 10 times where this same site was like, not Forbes, but a different site. It's like Microsoft stops production on Xbox 360, and then there's a fucking picture of an Xbox One in there.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, Jesus Christ.
That was Tom Warren too, right?
Yeah.
Well, no, I don't think that was Tom Warren.
Tom Action. Tom Action.
Oh, my fault.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tom Warren is that weird Irv guy or whatever who's always...
All right, yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. This is, and people say, "Oh, you're full of shit, Mooch," this and that. This is more of that small, like, rope-a-dope shit that is, again, mind-fucking people when they're reading headlines. And people who just read it quick, right? I mean, again, we read this, we laugh, right? It's a complete and utter misprint. So it's like, Mooch, calm down, dude. It's just a misprint. No, I'm not going to calm down. It's fucking Forbes. That's why Forbes and the New York Times is a joke. That's why all these companies are going down the toilet. That's why nobody... Listen, you don't have an editor that can't fucking paste the right picture to the right name. That's like if you put, like, Crap's obituary and puts fucking Tim Dog's face up. How about putting the right fucking face on the goddamn story? What the fuck is this? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
There's no professionalism anymore. You've got a bunch of kids writing articles, and yet we're the ones that get shit on. And all we're usually doing is telling the audience about the garbage that is going on in the real world. Don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at me because there's shit going on, bro. You know?
Yeah, you really, I mean, let's be serious. You know, when you have that type of stuff going on, that just shows a lack of professionalism, one, and it also shows a lack of them really, understanding what's going on. You know, that's just somebody who, just has zero idea of what's going on. So they just put up this article and they don't check, or they don't have an editor.
Where's the editor?
I don't know.
How come?
Even if it's a Twitter post, you still.
When I was in 11th grade, I had a fucking hand in reporting and had to go through 3 or 4 teachers' hands before I got the grade back. This asshole's putting something out for publication. No one's checking anything anymore?
Well, I think it was more of a Twitter thing. I mean, the Twitter post got to like 2,500 retweets and faves, but everyone thought it was so stupid. But it just goes to show you what you have out there. You know, it's just things aren't coordinated, and these people who put out these things have zero idea of what the hell's going on. I mean, how do you put Sony 360 and then it takes you 8 hours to fix? They delete the tweet and then they fix it
8 hours later.
Or having the wrong thumbnail picture. I mean, like I said, it's just
that one's still getting tweeted around. The one with the Xbox One thumbnail.
It just shows you that it is just people that are kind of out of touch. They're
covering video games.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Be like me covering Prince death, right? Like I don't know shit about the guy, so hey, let me talk about Prince. You know what I mean? Like fucking, it wouldn't do it justice. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So I just keep my fucking mouth shut about it. Like the Forbes, they should keep what they know, which is I guess stocks and shit, right? So.
Yeah. If they even know that.
Video games are a big business. I mean, more than movies, and it's the number one form, I think, media format now, if I'm not mistaken. But that was how do you not? I don't give a fuck. My grandmother knows Microsoft makes a goddamn Xbox 360. I don't know what the fuck that was. Maybe it was a joke going bad. I don't know what the fuck, man. Jesus, that was just horrible.
I think it does boil down to what I think it was Tim or Crap just said it. Basically, you have professional people claiming that they are in video games, but they don't know what the hell they're talking about. Yet, these articles come out every week bashing Microsoft over and over and over, bashing them over the head. And eventually, listen, I got news for you. If you're 5'10", but every morning you look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, I'm 6 foot, I'm 6 foot. Then one day, I'm telling you, 2 years down the road, somebody says, "Yeah, how tall are you?" You're going to say 6 foot. You convince people. It's called marketing. It's brainwashing. And you've got every publication, literally, even if it's a mistake, even the mistakes are against Microsoft. There's never a mistake that's like Xbox One whooped Sony's ass. Whoops. Nobody says that shit. Where's our fucking whoops?
Because they would have fucking heads on pikes, dude. Like that's
Exactly.
what it would be. Like you can't have that. You know what I mean? I just think that it's unfortunate. I mean, it's kind of comical at this point. Like this whole generation is comical. Like I'm sitting back just laughing at everything right now. It's like I'm past the point of being pissed off and upset and just like disappointed. Now it's just I laugh. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I make a
kinda
joke
funny.
and just I'm the same way. I just make a joke, roll my eyes, and I just you just like this is the shit that goes on. It's just a shit show. It's at the point where it's a shit show. We all know it's a shit show, except for a few people who want to pretend that this is good. But even when Eurogamer's calling everyone out at the end of last year with their article and the stuff that goes on and the clickbait shit that goes on. At this point, you just, as an Xbox fan, you just laugh because it's just so stupid. Like it's always the same shit, and it's always one way too. It's not one. It's always against Xbox. It's only that way. And we all know it. We just deal with it at this point. You just laugh.
Yeah, I mean, it is kind of funny. You know what I mean? Like, whatever. Hey, I mean, they lasted 10 years. I can remember when Xbox One was announced, everybody thought Microsoft would just cut off production right then, but they kept going they did their 10-year plan with it, so.
Yeah.
So what's the next step now? I did a think. Would you think the Xbox One is now going to become the 360, as far as production-wise, and they come out with something else to their support two consoles?
Do I think they're going to come out with like a next generation Xbox?
I mean, no. What I'm saying is that no shit, something else is coming out. But what I'm saying is that the 360 is gone. So do you think that now the Xbox One is going to become the Microsoft 360 as far as being their number one cash cow? I guess they maybe drop it down to like $200. Thinking it's selling gangbusters.
Well, I don't know if they'll drop it down to $200. They already lost some money this past quarter for doing their $50 price cut.
Well, I don't know. They said what revenue was down because of the price cut. I don't think they lost any money.
Yeah. Well, I mean, their sales, I guess, were up, but their revenue was down. I mean, I'm not sure how much more they can lower the price. I mean, $299. I would assume that it's still going to. I mean, I guess they might go $249. They might have to go that low to match the base PS4. I don't know. I mean, I think it all depends on what they're gonna, if they're slim, how cost effective that is. You know what I mean? I mean, what is the slim really gonna do though? Like with the same with the same specs?
Probably. Yeah, it's gonna be the same. It's gonna have 4K streaming availability, probably.
So
HDMI 2.0.
Jesus Christ, that's gonna be a hard piece of bucket chicken to sell. If you're gonna put out slim for $300 and you can get something for $400, that's 3 times more as powerful. Like that's gonna be a hard sell.
Yeah, the Wii was a hard sell at that too, but people still bought it.
That was a casual fad.
Well, the looks of it looks like Neo is causing a lot of bad, reaction. Everyone's, there is a pushback on this because it doesn't make a lot of sense. Obviously, we're going to have to wait till E3. We'll get a better idea what Sony's endgame here. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm confused why they're doing that. And,
you have every right to be confused, Tim, because basically, from what we know, okay, and Z, you'll agree because I watched your videos. I know where you're coming from. You've got Sony putting a box out, okay? You've got a box coming out that's going to charge you an additional $400 or $500. I think it's going to be $500. $400 or $500 out the box. And you tell me this. We just got word that Horizon Event Zero, or whatever it's called, is delayed. There's no Last Guardian coming. The last time they asked Yoshida that, he hid under a fucking table. And, they have all the games they said were coming out this fall are not. And Uncharted's going to be out in 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. So guess what? They have nothing coming. So why? We've said this from many E3s ago. Why would I ever buy a new box when I've got no games coming out? So hear me out. If the box comes out, if Neo comes out this October, nobody, even the elite diehards, why would you just run out the door to purchase this thing when listen, all the games that are coming out multi-plat, you said multi-plat's king. The multi-plats that are coming out the next 6 months to 12 months aren't going to be in Neo form. They're already made. They're going to be pumped out. They're all gold.
Sure.
They're all coming out. So there's no reason or incentive for anybody to go buy a Neo. Sony has nothing to put in it. So that's already that. Then there is the pushback that Tim's talking about. Every day that goes by, remember, Sony fans hate to talk against the mothership, but they are starting to talk about it. They're like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, they're like, what the fuck, too?
What the fuck? Exactly. They're like, I don't know if I really want to do this. I mean, I just bought this thing. They're cheap as fuck. They're not going to go out and buy a ton of shit. So now they're holding back, and you've got the hardcore Microsoft people that are like, fuck off, dude. I'm waiting for I want to see Microsoft's full house first. I think if Microsoft's got 2 aces and 3 kings. So, I mean, to be honest with you, I think that I think the Neo coming out in 2016 is a blunder. If anything, it's for PSVR. So that means you have to go spend $400 plus $500 to experience Office Simulator and Zombie Taxi Ride. Listen, that's not enough for any household, especially people who are parents. You think parents are going to fork over $900 to play Office Simulator and Robot Golf? Listen, these things don't add up. Nothing's adding up. Microsoft is in the – listen, you've ever been to a horse race. You've ever been to a horse race and you're like, oh, shit, I bet on number 7. But that horse is a good 4 or 5 horses back. You gave up. You're going back to get a fucking sausage and peppers. You've left. You're not even watching the fucking thing. You get back to your seat and someone's like, didn't you have the 7 horse? How the fuck? You're like, you won. And I'm like, I won? Of course I won. I got a sausage and peppers here. I'm excited. No, the point of the matter is that Microsoft's got the ability to come up from behind, take that fucking win. You know what I mean? And you go to the window. You go to the window as a winner. So, I mean, I think
we'll take the win with the Xbox One or with their new hardware.
Well, listen, I think what's going on here is Sony, we talked about this pre-show, is showing all their cards. Yes, I'm still going to wait for an end game for an explanation of how they're going to do this, because they're saying that they're going to have to develop it with PS4 in mind. When you do that, you have to dev. You can't basically exhaust all your power for Neo unless you make exclusive games. Which I'm going to think that they're going to have exclusive games on PSVR. That's what I think the end game is. They just haven't said that. I don't know what the documentation, if it did reference VR, but that's the only thing that can make sense to me, because you have, the system is, it could maybe play, higher fidelity graphics and stuff like that, but you're always going to have to develop with PS base in mind, which even developers have come out and they said they don't like this. So there's a lot of confusion and everything that goes on. But what this does, in my opinion, is it gives Microsoft it gives them an opening to trump Sony. How long is it going to take? I don't know, but they have an opportunity to really trump Sony. There will be burning houses down, and there will be mass hysteria when Microsoft comes out with a console and they're taking DF wins, the Digital Foundry wins, because that whole base and all those fans have built their whole reputation on power. And Microsoft, as the end-all, be-all, if Microsoft can get the power crown back, they're going to get a lot of those people to just jump ship. Those people are not loyal. They will just, the 360 people that went over, they will come right back. And Microsoft basically has one job here, and that's to beat Sony on the power delta. And I think with UWP, the way they have that built in, you can scale systems where you could have a fucking monster console, and you don't really have to. You can just develop the game, and it'll still run on Xbox One, but you could fully exhaust it. Because of the architecture, as far as what I
the UDP.
Yes.
Well, according from the email that I read about 2 weeks ago, they were big on the whole quote-unquote Neo mode, and saying that both games have to run on, game has to work on, I guess, on all consoles, but
right.
But it has to, For the people that bought the PS4 Neo or whatever it's going to be called, those games cannot have the same frame rate, higher resolution, I guess, and well, some games are going to be, so for some of these games, Melody Plats have been 900p on the PlayStation 4.
Mhm.
They have to have a higher frame rate, higher resolution in the and a higher graphic fidelity. I mean, I guess the way I look at it is that if you have a lower end graphics card, say a 960, and I may have a Titan, I'm able to play a game with 4x MAA, everything all turned, everything up. You know what I mean? That's the way I guess that's how it's going to be with all
it's like basically the medium mode to high or ultra.
Yeah, low settings compared to high settings. Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? So, and like I said, yeah, you know what though? The people that are complaining, I don't see what the issue is, because this whole generation, ladies and gentlemen, has been about power. It's not been about the games. It's not it's not sad to say, and why Microsoft can't get a fair shake. Because of the whole power perception, you know what I mean? No matter what they do, whatever game they come out with, it's always going to be under a microscope until they can take away the whole.
See, Z, I'm with you.
Thing.
Z, do me a favor. I'm going to ask you a question. I want you to paint a picture. Okay, so it's October 30th or maybe November 5th. You get the Neo out. You've said it yourself. You're going to go grab it. You go get it. You get home. You plug it in. You turn it on. What do you do?
Well, from the email, every game starting from October supposed to have this quote unquote Neo mode.
We're on the third Christmas, Z. They haven't had any Christmas games
since
the damn system came out.
Mooch, you're absolutely right, but guess what? They pulled Don Matty out that motherfucker. They've been selling the goddamn PlayStation 4 on the back of goddamn multiplats.
True.
That's what they've been. This guy's on the truth. That's what they've been doing this whole generation.
But the Neo isn't even going to have a multi-plat to help it out.
I mean, they're going to have the same
start. At the start. I mean,
whatever comes out. I don't know what comes out in October.
It's going to be.
Whatever comes out in October, whether it's Duty or Battlefield, Titanfall, whatever the hell, whatever comes out in October, going forward,
Right, and what you explained or whatever the email that you read, I mean, I guess it makes some sense, but because of the power situation. But to me, where I'm dumbfounded is that Sony already had the Power Crown, okay, and their system is pretty much a capable system. Let's just say, if Microsoft did this, I would understand, because they're getting killed every time they have a game. They have a game that's Quantum Break. It's 720. It's an unbelievable game, but it comes out and they say it's 720p, and guess what? Everyone talks about that. Everyone shits on the game. And it's pre-released. Everyone has a bad stigma to it, and then everything else follows. Right. But so I can understand Microsoft doing it, but Sony doing it.
That's what I was saying.
The end game for me, even if Nintendo came out with a console that was more powerful and can run maybe a little bit better than PlayStation 4, I still think PlayStation 4 would still have that advantage, because I just think Nintendo's been so far off for so long, and they don't really have the infrastructure built in my opinion, with the social aspect of it, that Sony would have been okay. So the end game, like I said, there has to be an end game, and I'm going to go out on a limb and say that the end game is that this is specifically for VR. And everything else is an added bonus, but this is basically for VR, so your games can run on VR better, and you don't get as sick, or because frame rates and resolution you have to have those things locked. If you don't, you start to get sick, and I think they're gonna develop. There's gonna be either exclusive PSVR Neo games.
Yeah, I think going forward, maybe the first year, everything is going to be kumbaya. Don't forget about the PlayStation 4. I think as it goes on and progress, it's going to move. You're going to start to see games that are built for the ground up for.
Right, and that's not fair to that, and that's not fair to the base of 40 million, though. That's what you're saying. I agree. They probably might do that. And knowing Sony, they'll just do it, and people will just say, "Oh, okay," because they do not get called on the carpet. Only Microsoft gets. You have a thing here where Sony can basically do whatever they want, and It
True.
is not questioned. Okay.
There's no negating that.
There's no negating that. So they will probably fuck over 40 million. So as I have to commend some of the Sony fans that are at least up in arms of saying what the fuck is going on here.
But
now,
you know what, Tim? Not to cut you up, but them being up in arms doesn't hurt them any bit. They already got their fucking money.
Yeah, they can do it.
They're gonna want to play that God of War. You're gonna want that God of War in that fucking
Agreed.
Neo mode. You're gonna
They
want
know
that
that they can
Final
do
Fantasy
this.
19 in that Neo mode. You know what I mean? They're gonna fucking dangle that fucking
but
character.
listen,
from their
everything you're saying, all those things that come out in Neo mode, by the time those games come out in Neo mode, Xbox's next Xbox will already be out.
Or
so
announced.
it's not a big deal.
Or announced.
Or announced.
Right. The timeline, we don't know the timeline. To me, I think Neo might, it doesn't really even have to launch this in 2016. It can launch in early 2017, with a patch for Uncharted, and you could patch out games like Uncharted. You could have Infamous at 60 frames per second.
Right, so we went through a generation of remasters, now we're in a generation of patched.
Right.
Let me ask you a question. I'm sorry. Do you think could Microsoft go this E3 and not mention what they have in store for the future to combat the Neo at all?
Yes, but the reason why I think they can do that is pretty obvious that the new Xbox is in development.
Like you said, perception is everything. But I think Xbox
they're going to get beat up a little. I think they're going to take their lumps.
But I think Xbox fans want to hear something. Like, there's light at the end of this motherfucking tunnel. We got the Xbox to the Xbox Peace Fire. It's coming.
And I think that Phil tried to do that when he said those curious comments.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And then whenever that happened, he just held off because, again, Microsoft is put under a microscope, and they are anything that they do is bad, and anything that Sony does, this is not debatable. Anything that Sony does, they are not met with the same type of resistance, the same type of hate, because it is at a point where I think it is hate. People just don't like Microsoft. And where all this stuff, starts, obviously, is a place that's, they seem to always break the news just like this. They broke the Neo news, and all that stuff is NeoGAF, and that's where it all starts. And then these lazy journalists basically read the NeoGAF threads, and in a way they're molded, and then it just follows the same track that has been doing, all this time. But my point is that Microsoft finally has a position where they can one up Sony, they can trump Sony, and you can shut everyone up if you have a console that you come out. Let's just say it's 2017. I'm gonna say 2000, and they come out, and that console comes out, and it's more powerful than the PS4.
Oh, it is. I mean, it's going to be a whole generation leap forward. I mean,
right. And if that comes out, guess what? That's going to be a big thing. That's going to sway people back to Microsoft. That's going to sway a lot of these guys, because, like I said, all these Sony fanboys that hit me up every day, and that, there's a little Xbox, I guess, in them or something, or they're so focused on Xbox, and all that they're putting all their eggs, in one basket, and that is power. Once you take that away from them, they got shit. They don't. I mean, as far as the games, it's not debatable. They're delaying. Horizon, Swami, I mean, much props to Mooch. I mean, I don't know how. I thought for sure that game was going to be.
No, they just showed it last year. I mean, I don't know how the hell it was going to be ready. They just showed the goddamn game last year.
I can't believe, though, that they delayed that. And now they're resting on The Last Guardian. What else do they have for this holiday?
Not just that. Get into the hardware for a second. If Sony comes out with the Neo this year or early next, now hear me out. That's their hardware. Their hardware's being developed as we speak. So what Tim's saying holds a lot of water. If Microsoft decides 2017 holidays when they come out with their Beastfire, okay,
that just sounds crazy.
If that's what they have, listen, Sony can't answer back for 2 more years when PS5 comes out, and by then Microsoft can already be in development and have the Beastfire will already have the ability to upgrade. So
exactly,
Microsoft is doing it right by they're just sitting on their hands and letting Sony take. Sony's going to get some lumps for this.
They may get lumps, but what I think Microsoft for those people that are gonna that may jump the fence. Microsoft have to show something at E3. Say, we got something coming too. To shit on the Neo. You know what I mean? Like, hey, this is what we're working on. You might want to wait for this. This is a full generation leap.
Yeah,
this
but Z,
19 teraflops.
Z, listen, this console shit. This console war, I know Phil says that they're friends and this and that, but listen, Yoshida and fucking Phil are not meeting in Central Park like fucking Magneto and Dr. X. Professor X. Listen, they're not hanging out like that, bro. Listen, they don't. So there's no way Phil's going to get up and reveal his cards unless they're dead balls accurate for launch. And Sony's already shown their cards. It's leaked out. Not to say Microsoft won't leak out when the time comes, but why would he if he doesn't have to right now? Because they don't want. Sony did this last time. This generation, the PS4 was supposed to have what, 4 gig RAM? They last minute they upped it, and then last minute they got the GDDR5 in there because you know why? And I said this. Go back to the first 1, 2, 3 episodes of BGST when I got on here. You could see it in Jack Trenton's face. They knew, what's coming in development 3-4 years in advance.
Yes.
They didn't have anything coming. So the only thing they said was, let's put the money into a powerful unit because we don't have any games. We have no companies making shit. So they had to really strike hard. They struck hard with hardware. Now, it was a gamble. It worked. Phil's gamble with games will pay off, but it's a very slow process because you hope that 2 or 3. Listen, people are like, Sunset Overdrive has no fucking chance. I got news for you. Insomniac Games right now, God rest, believe me, I love Ted Price and his work. I love all their work, but they're renting themselves out like the cheapest 2-cent fill in the blank. Okay, they're making games for fucking GameStop. They're making games for everybody. My point is that Sunset Overdrive 2 is very possible. Rise 2 is very possible. Quantum Break 2 is very possible. Phil's setting himself up with a plethora of a library. And Sony for this generation, Sony's walking away from this generation with 2 things. Bloodborne and Metal Gear Solid 5's fucking feel bad for me story that they walked. Listen, I got news for you. The future is bright for Microsoft, and what Tim's saying is a lot of these Sony ponies are literally only hanging on to power. When the power train moves over, and the media is like, well, the Xbox is much more powerful, there's nothing left. What are you going to say?
I think the games aspect also favors Xbox because they're just developing games for the Xbox and UWP platform. They are not involved in the PlayStation VR, these Sims. You take a game like Media Molecule, that game Dreams. You look at that game. That game's pretty much, it looks like a VR game. I mean, you could play it on a console, but you're going to have a lot of these developers that these in-house developers that are going to have that choice. Like, oh shit, well, this is the newest, greatest thing. Let's make a game for PSVR, and you might not even see a AAA title from that developer. So the landscape is favoring Microsoft. I mean, I could say, when I look at this now, I see Sony kind of going in that Kinect phase where Microsoft was, where they going to make money off of it or whatever. It's going to be popular, might be popular, and they're gonna allocate a lot to PlayStation VR, whereas Microsoft just allocating all resources to Xbox, the service, Xbox Live, the games, that when they release a new console and then they can take that power back, you got a trifecta here because you have the better online, you have the better games, and you're going to have more powerful, better console.
So how long do you think to get back to that? Because that's got.
Well, I think there's going to be a little process where Microsoft's going to take a little lumps where you're going to just have to wait back and see. I think E3 next year we're going to hear about Beastfire. Phil's going to come in with
the NDA. There's 2 hardwares, and the NDA calls up both by June something.
I got bumped to September. September, yeah. Go ahead, Crap.
Yeah, they extended those NDAs, and they could extend them again too if they need to. I think they're waiting to see what Sony actually releases and how they try to market their thing. Sony could actually kind of fuck themselves over if they don't market their stuff right.
Right.
I agree.
And,
I really do.
And Crap has been quiet because I know that he absolutely despises this subject now, because we are talking about things that are way still up in
Well,
the
no,
air.
I mean, look, hey, man, I'm telling you what, man.
What's up in the air? You talking about far as what? What's up in the air?
Like what's the end game? Really, when the release date is? I know they're saying $3.99.
No. From the email, it's October.
No, I know, but still, it could
No.
it still could be delayed. I don't think that.
Well, the main thing is it's a staggered launch. The only developers that have any of these dev kits are some of the bigger
We're
U.S.
talking about
based ones.
Activision, Ubisoft, EA. Who else comes out? That's it. That's the big honchos right there. EA, Activision, and who else? And EA, Activision, Ubisoft. Those are the big. Who else make games? That's
Well,
it, right?
Ubisoft is not United States. Ubisoft is
Well,
overseas.
they're huge. But those are the three. Well, you got Ubisoft in America too that does the Ghost Recon series.
Yeah, I
North
mean,
Carolina.
again, it's people hopefully will be smart enough to realize that this is a stopgap. It's not even supporting Ultra Blu-ray. It doesn't have a. It doesn't
I
have
know.
a
I
4K.
didn't. That's a good question. That's a good answer. Crap. I didn't read
No,
anything about that.
It doesn't. You know what? It has to support the same exact. This is the thing. It's the same disc, which means the regular PS4 has to support it. Regular PS4 doesn't support Ultra Blu-ray, which means it's the 50 gig max. This thing is only a stopgap. It's going to last 2 years.
Yeah,
and then they're going to come out.
It's going to come out with something.
And they're going to come out with a PS5 straight up in 2018, 2019. That's just how it is. This is the dumbest, most idiotic thing, and that's what I have to say about it. I mean, I can't okay, the thing is, right? This generation is fucking so stupid. When I'm playing Rise or Order 1886, what I'm really thinking is, you know what these games need is more graphics, right? I mean, that's what we're all thinking, clearly. And then when I'm sitting there fucking playing one of the fucking 500 indie games that are fucking... I'm like, man, I can't wait to play this shit in Neo.
Indie games.
Can't wait to play this shit in Neo mode.
Yeah,
Broforce
4K. Broforce 4K. I mean, these stupid motherfuckers will be happy with Broforce 4K. They don't. This is the thing. They don't understand resolution is not graphics. You're dealing with a casual fan base.
Well, the thing is, Tim, is
here.
these small and medium-sized devs, they're not going to bother with Neo mode. And like past release games, like, you know what? We heard the same thing with DirectX 12. Developers are like, we can patch something in, but how many have fucking actually done it? None. One.
Yeah, I think it's just causing Tomb Raider.
Yeah, so I mean, look, hey, follow that Z Huge, guys. 200 physical releases have released on PS4. Out of that, I think 120 maybe are AAA level. The smaller to mid level, I mean, realistically, it is what it is. If people want to go buy it, then buy it. Microsoft will probably show off. I know they're probably not going to release something this year because AMD's said they have two things, and that's NX and the PS4 deal. Microsoft is next year. Whatever they do, they can't call it Xbox One.
No. I think maybe just I said, well, fuck it. I told you Xbox Infinity turned that 8 goddamn sideways. I think it's gonna be an upgradable console. Microsoft let some leaks go too, though, because right after it came with the whole Neo thing, you had Games Radar and Xbox.com talking about rumors on running. That Microsoft working on an upgradable platform, a PC beast type platform.
Right.
You know what I mean? So,
the thing that Microsoft can do here is like what we were all saying, or what Crap was saying. Like, Neo is going to release in 2017, let's say, early 2017.
No, this year. It's this year.
All right,
AMD got two products this year.
It's released, okay.
Yeah.
Xbox is early 2018. It releases the 6th. Let's just say we're just talking timelines. People get crazy. Well, let's just say 2018. You throw a fit and you go at you punch a wall, whatever. You said you're a pony for 3 days, but now you're back. It's 2018, and the Xbox Beastfire comes out. It's upgradable. It has 16 gigs of GDDR5, faster RAM. It has a better CPU. It's backwards forward compatible that Phil talked about, so your Xbox One games can still play. Possibly has a Blu-ray player, Ultra Blu-ray player. Guess what? Sony is going to respond right after that because they do not want the crown. Well, they want that crown. So basically, Sony's going to be fucking over people with the Neo. There's a fucking going around, in my opinion, with this whole thing with the Neo.
You know what, Tim? I just thought about. I'm sorry. I didn't have to cut you off. I just had an epiphany again. I think once Microsoft comes out with their Xbox Beastfire, I think that's when Sony's are going to start doubling down on their own IPs. Their God of Wars, the Last Guardian. Then they're gonna start pulling out the Sony fans' heartstrings. You know what I mean? I think that's when they're gonna do then. Cause they won't have the better version, quote unquote, the multiplats anymore. That's when they're gonna start.
Well, they'll go into PS3 mode.
Yeah, that's when they're gonna result in that.
The 800-pound elephant in the room is that they got PSVR. They are going and they are dedicating themselves to making PlayStation VR a success. And if that means making these staggered console releases to do whatever it takes so it can match Oculus and Hive on the thing, they are looking to make that PSVR, the best, or it's going to sell the most. That is their focus. AAA gaming and their IPs, I don't see them be able to push them out like they did in the day, because they're not focused on. They were focused just on AAA gaming back then. Now, for me, when I look at this, when I take a step back and I see what's going on, I don't think Sony can withstand it and match what Microsoft do. Microsoft's just sitting back right now and just saying, okay, games, let's go, and that's it. Sony's going, well, PSVR. Does Sony San Diego, Sony Monica make a game? Do we make this game for PSVR? And guess what? Some of those beloved IPs are going to go to VR, and you're going to have that type of stuff that's going on. Whereas Microsoft can just double down on games, and they can just ride this out. They have the platform, which is UWP, which is forward compatible, backward compatible. They are set up. Now, if Microsoft comes out with a system Beastfire and it's underpowered, honestly, if that happens and they don't take the crown, pretty much. At that point, I just wipe my hands of the whole situation, because right now, if you're looking at the situation, you're Phil Spencer and you're Satya Nadella and you're sitting back, you're saying, okay, let's plan to beat this fucker, okay? Because once you beat that fucker in power, the Digital Foundry things and all these these negative things come out, you pretty much slice it in half. You don't have it. Now Digital Foundry has to talk about fucking the PS Neo having drops to 52 and Xbox having a clean 60 frames per second, buttery smooth, no drops.
Damn.
At the end of the day, unfortunately, it's about that. That's when we're dealing with a casual base. When we're dealing with a casual base, that's what it's about, and unfortunately, that's what it is about. It doesn't really matter that it drops to 52. Can any of these fucking assholes tell? Absolutely not.
But no.
They can't tell.
Even the better multiplats that people keep wanting to refer to, okay? That's, again, it's only on paper. It's only with a monocle from Digital Foundries. You play any of the multiplats right next to each other, even right next to each other on the same TV, there's no difference to the human eye at all. Nobody has any idea.
Maybe some fucking nerd can do it, but the bottom line is that that's what people latch on, and that's what all the comments are. And then then another comment from some asshole Forbes guy saying, "Oh, look, Microsoft is a 720p machine or whatever," without doing full research and talking about what's actually going on. They just harp on it, and that's what it's become. It's feeding a casual, uninformed base, basically.
Well, okay, always you have your hardcore. We're gonna go out there day one, get it, but like any generation, guys, we all know that casuals rule. That's where the money is. I don't give a fuck how you spend it, what panders to who. It's not the hardcore. We drive initial cells to make the monitor, the needle go to the left or the right, but it's the casual adaptation. That's what sells shit in gangbusters. Like I said, I'm gonna say it again. They need to bring the Xbox One down to about $250. You know what I mean? And then try to, fall back on the Gears of War 4s and whatever else they got, the Forza Horizon, and ride this year out. And like I said, it's going to be a bumpy fucking year.
Yep. Z, let me tell you something. You know, shout out to Jamie Moran, and Crap said it about 5 minutes ago.
Yes.
Like, there's a chance, and I already know the rebuttal, but I'll say it anyway. There is a chance that devs won't make a Neo mode.
No, you know what? It's mandated. Stony, listen. Maybe
Microsoft was the console leader last generation, and they put the ESRAM in there. They dictated it too. We saw that worked out.
Yeah,
my point is, like, they don't have to do shit, Z.
No. Here's the thing. Well, again, according, like I said, maybe once E3, and I don't know, maybe if you can give me, but we'll have no names and no fucking, we can just, put the goddamn the email that I read. It's mandatory, and
I know, I saw.
It's mandatory that they have to do things in both modes. And let's be honest, they don't want to piss fucking Sony off. They need each other. They both hands watch the face.
We're in an era of the laziest sack of shit developers I've ever seen in my life. Crap did a video on it the other day. Let me tell you something.
They are lazy fucking whiny fucking babies.
Fucking people ever. So listen, remember when Diablo 3 was first out there, like, nope, it's gonna be 900p, and I just kept every day, morning, noon, and night. I just wrote to the developer. I wrote to Microsoft. I put hashtag lazy devs. I wrote it every day. My point is this. Like, then they finally came out with 1080p because they can do it. They just don't want to do it. So what I'm saying to you, Z, is this Neo mode, right? They don't have a UW. They don't have a Universal Windows platform. Okay, they don't have a UWP in place. Sony doesn't have that. So these guys got to do a decent chunk of programming for the two. Not a lot. And after a while, it'll become regular. But a lot of these smaller AA developers that aren't getting a nice check from Sony or a check from somebody to do that, they're going to look at that and be like, we really want to keep you happy, but you can kind of shove Neo mode up your ass because nobody even bought a Neo because there's no games for it. So, I mean, this really could slap Sony. Listen, you don't understand. This could totally be nothing, status quo, and Sony carries on the rest of this generation with no problem. This could also be the opening. You know when you watch a movie and you're watching a movie and it goes cheeseball on you, the movie just gets real cheesy. Like all of a sudden, this big, powerful enemy just loses all its power, and you're like, look, there's our entrance in. We can do it now. And you're like, what the fuck? How did that happen so soon? Like, this is the the giant Goliath making one of the biggest blunders, I think, in a generation's path forward. This here does two things. It allows Microsoft back in just with the mere fact that new hardware is on the way. All Sony had to do was chill the fuck out, and they could have enjoyed the next 2-3 years of reigning king. Now you're going to have a bunch of people that aren't going to buy this thing. You have a bunch of developers in turmoil. You have it basically for a VR system that's still the third-ranked VR system behind Vive and Oculus. This is a mess. It's an absolute mess, and it's 500. Listen, Z, I don't know what email. Unless you got that email with a post-it from Japan, I got news for you, buddy.
No, this is the one that Sony sent internally to developers.
It's gonna be $500.
To hand in the old units.
It's gonna be a $500. This is gonna be a $500 item on the shelf. You know,
I don't know. They didn't discuss price. But
I can't see it being $400.
I mean, listen. I can actually probably see because the Xbox One and the PS4 are very, very dated. They are. They're really, really behind the curve. And the tech, whatever, like I said, the die has shrunk. The Neo is supposed to be, according to those specs, it can't be done on current tech. So it has most likely be using Polaris. And AMD, they don't fucking charge like fucking Nvidia. You know what I mean? So, but what I think is going to happen, the Neo is going to phase out the old PS4 going forward, maybe in a year and a half, 2 years from now. $400 for that. But that's cheap though. If it is $400 for that, system, talking about 3 times the power of the Xbox One or whatever the fuck they play, that's a lot of shit under the engine for $400. You know what I mean? A little disappointed about if they don't have a 4K Blu-ray drive. You know what I mean? But other than that, that's a lot of mustard, a lot of sauce there. You know what I mean? 4 teraflops plus. You know what I mean?
Yo, shout out to, what's this one dude here? He wrote,
yes.
He goes, will Shenmue 3, his name's Busta Move. He goes, will Shenmue 3 need extra Kickstarter money for Neo mode?
That's too
Dude
funny.
on stage.
Every day, everyone asks me about Neo mode.
Neo mode.
You're absolutely right, motherfucker. Who said that? Who the fuck said that?
He goes by Bust a Move, but he's at Master Blaster UK 89.
Yeah, that was a good one. Shout out to him. That was a real good one. That was a fucking good one. You know, that game's coming out when 2017.
Do you guys realize now that the fog and the haze all passed through that 2015 E3 was nothing but fucking more smoke and mirrors from
Sony? But hey, tell me what have not Sony ever been a fucking Jedi sleight of the hand? What's one faster than the hand of the eye? That's Sony. That's what they do. And I can't fault them. If the public eats that shit up year after year.
I watch E3 Microsoft show to get excited and anticipated of the next 12 months. I watch Sony's the same way I watch fucking The Walking Dead. Like just for pure entertainment. Like, I can't wait to see what they say now. Oh, here comes Sean Layden wearing a T-shirt of a game we'll never fucking see. Oh, hey, look at here comes Adam Boyes. Him in the 1080p. He didn't say give me 1080p or death, but he's a 1080p he preaches.
Get used to it. But you know what? What I don't want from Microsoft, to be honest with you, what I miss, cut that Windows shit out, man. Just go back and focus on us, the hardcore Xbox guys that made you guys, popular. Get that Windows shit out of here. We don't want to hear about it. You know what I mean?
I said it day onesie. I'll say it again. That Windows stuff. Listen, I think you'll notice it being talked less up front.
I hope so.
I think you'll see it still because it doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. It's just another platform for them that's completely
it's
running parallel. It's running, but here's my point though. It's running parallel. It's running parallel. It's not trumping. It's running parallel.
But what I'm saying, they're getting their teeth kicked in behind this shit. With the whole, with they're releasing games on the Windows 10 store. I seen the thread that these motherfuckers are bootlegging a goddamn game already. Someone showed me a fucking BitTorrent fucking, seed for the fucking Quantum Break. Like, these PC cocksuckers don't want to pay for nothing. Motherfuckers, and they complain about them not getting games or games being buggy, and these motherfuckers don't want to pay for shit. Like, I don't understand them motherfuckers, man. I think they are the worst fucking, people on the goddamn planet. Like, I hate those motherfuckers. I hate is such a harsh word, but, that's crazy, I know. Well, they said because of the game released on Windows 10, I think they said the game was up, revenue was up 50% or something. I know it all boils down to dollars, but god damn. Yeah. What are you gonna do, man? At the end of the day, man. But what else we got besides this Neo shit? What else is going on?
Let's actually get to news and.
Yeah. Hey, I got the guy, the insider is back.
Okay, what we got going for him?
The insider's back.
Yes. I will read you exactly what this motherfucker said to me. He's like, I didn't go anywhere. Let's see, what did he tell me? He said, let's see, Quantum Break reviews. Phil's not happy about that. He says the next Tomb Raider is a 1-year exclusive to Xbox and Windows 10 because it wasn't just a one-game deal because Square Enix is having money problems and Microsoft agreed to kind of foot the bill on that.
They will go back in business with those shanky motherfuckers again?
I don't know. He says Alan Wake is the game that Remedy has been working on for the past year. He says don't get hopes up. Well, he says about Alan Wake, he says it might be a 2-hour episodic, 1-episode type deal. It was a side project they were doing while Quantum Break was finished and waiting release. It could turn into a full game depending on what Phil wants to do with Quantum Break and how it's sold. But it did originally start out as a 1-episode thing so that Remedy weren't doing nothing. And Phil didn't want to start work on Quantum Break 2 before seeing how the first one performs. He says it very could turn into a full-fledged Alan Wake game rather than episodic. It depends on how Quantum Break did. Remedy want to do a full Alan Wake game, but Phil isn't committing to that just yet because he wants to see if Quantum Break becomes a big hit or not. He says if he is a betting guy, he'd bet his money on it being a fully fledged Alan Wake game, as Quantum Break didn't reach the critical success that Phil was hoping for, but he hasn't heard much since. And I heard this from 2 people now, right? This guy I don't trust as far as I can throw him, but one person that I did hear from that I do kind of trust is that we are getting a free, the big thing that's bigger than backwards compatibility is free online multiplayer as a base mode for everybody at E3. That's what I heard from two different people. But there is going to be still subscriptions. Like, apparently there's going to be different tier subscriptions depending on what you want. Like, you're going to be able to do your basic online multiplayer for free, but I guess there's other things that they're going to add, like the games and I guess streaming and things like that. They're going to be like the platinum levels or however they're going to do it. Now, I've heard that. Now, that would be something that would be cool if they did like the free multiplayer or whatever. Like, I could,
I'm sorry, my free multiplayer for what? I'm sorry.
Just
for
the
Xbox Live, yes, for the like free multiplayer. Like, you can play multiplayer games for free.
Okay.
Like
they're not going to do it with their $60.
Well, no. They're doing different tiers. You don't understand. They're now starting to do, like, you'll get your games. They're upping it. There's going to be big AAA games every month now. There's going to be game streaming. There's going to be I don't know if you're going to be able to do party chat with the basic or not. It might just be in game. You know what I'm saying? But basic multiplayer would be free, and that would still be huge. I've heard that from two different people. That would be a megaton at E3.
I mean, myself personally, I would still want the gold edition. I like getting the.
I'm used to been paying for this shit, guys, since 2002.
And I think Microsoft knows that. All right, so let's say they're making 2.5 billion. Even if they lose $1 billion, I mean, to be honest with you, that does ropes in a lot of customers that.
But here's the thing, though. But being at the Xbox One, the Xbox 360 is virtually gone. Okay. There are still there are still a lot of people on the 360. How do they get them to, still keep them engaged in the whole Microsoft ecosystem? Like, what do they got to do to get those motherfuckers to come on board? You know what I mean? Like, that's the fucking it factor there. Like,
you go to free-to-play model. You get more people, and they'll spend more money on your stuff if you have them playing for free. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Oh, wow, this Mira trailer for Killer Instinct looks good. Jesus.
But, yeah, the Killer Instinct looks really, really good.
It just came out. Like, this trailer just dropped.
Did you retweet it?
Yeah, I'll retweet it.
Yeah. I was going to say, maybe they can, what do you think, being at Microsoft, here's a question, though. Being at Microsoft, have pulled the plug on the 360. Is Activision is going to continue to put Call of Duty on the goddamn Xbox One? I mean, on the Xbox 360. Because, that's, people say what they will about goddamn Call of Duty. It's still the fucking, it's still the fucking big, goddamn elephant in the room. Like, you know what I mean?
I don't think you're going to get a 360 game on that, to be honest.
Like, you think this is it for fucking, from third-party developers? That they're not going to make any more goddamn games for it?
Well, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is going to be on it, that game from Platinum Games.
It's not something big though.
Well, I mean, and they're still gonna put like the Lego games and stuff on there and stuff like that. And Madden
anymore? Like, what the fuck are they doing? Like, this is.
Well, look, here's the thing, right? Like, if you look at like some of these Lego releases, the 360 version sells the best a lot of the time.
I know. How much is the 360? $100 or something?
I think it's $199.
Yeah, it's still $200.
Yeah.
I think it's Yeah.
Well, that's. I mean, shit, man. Maybe, you know what?
Dude, you're talking about the greatest console of all time. Damn right.
Listen, what I'm saying about maybe they could get, drop the goddamn Xbox One down to $200, and that could be Microsoft's new 360 for kids. Their first console here. You got a bunch of back catalog of games. Whether it be the Lego games or whatever. And they sell the new Xbox, whatever it's going to be called, Beastfire, at $500 or $499.
Okay, here's the prices of those. The 4 gig is $159.99.
Okay.
360, and the 500 gig is $199.
Microsoft, you motherfuckers! Them motherfuckers cheap. That's the console that they won't die. Jesus, they'd be hand over fist, but it needs to fucking die though. It needs to. The servers need to go offline. And force them to.
Oh, that would really fuck them over. Imagine that's not gonna force anybody. Those people aren't gonna you know what I mean? They're casual. They're just they would just not do anything. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that'd be the right thing to do.
You want to play your games. You're already playing for Xbox Live. You got to come over. They can't.
Well, they're not counting whatever they have on there. They're not count. Those aren't all gold members. They're just counting whoever has an account with them, and that also includes the free Windows 10 account. So I mean, I think that a lot of people defected. A lot more than I thought. You know what I mean? I see it all the time. People are like, "Well, I used to play Xbox," or You know, I was a 360 gamer, and now I'm a PS4 gamer, or what have you. You know what I mean? Microsoft should have allowed us to get used games and shit. Yeah, I still hear that. So.
Yeah, that's. I mean, coulda, woulda, shoulda. You know what I mean? It's gonna be some new shit.
Did you guys hear? I did not read the article, so shame on me. It was out early enough today or yesterday, but I guess Major Nelson made a comment about how like Kinect's gonna have a big like resurgence starting.
Oh, it wasn't a big resurgence.
No.
He just said that it's gonna have like they're gonna use it with Cortana and stuff.
I thought he said there was more to it than that. There was more to it. That was only the headliner.
Elite lineup. He said that we understand that people like that. So I would expect a headphone Elite, something along those lines.
You know, Mike. That's one thing. I give them their pros and their cons. When it comes to peripherals and shit like that, you know, the Microsoft is good at stuff like that. You know what I mean? Maybe when you write an Elite headphone or Elite, you know, maybe do some other colors of the goddamn Elite controller.
I had for 360. I had that Xbox earbud. You know that one
wireless one. That was nice.
I loved it because there's some nights that you want to get wrapped in the headphones, but I have like a great surround sound system. Sometimes I still want to chat, but I don't want to have the ears on. I want to listen to my speakers. So having that on, it didn't interfere with the sound system.
That was the shit. It
was great, you know, but I can still communicate with people in like a chat. And I don't know. I thought for sure that would have been out, you know, after the first year, and that's not. I don't see.
Here's what Major Nelson said about Kinect. He said that if you're wondering what's going on with Kinect, the team is working on some quote cool stuff with the sensor. One example is Cortana, and that work is set to continue. So yeah, that shit's gone. I mean, they're not gonna fucking. There's not gonna be any games.
Well, the next console, whatever, it has to have a goddamn Kinect port. I mean. People that want to Twitch and, you know.
Oh, I'm sure it will, because they're probably the next one, whatever it is. It will. I'd bet money that it would have Oculus support. You know.
Oh, yeah, you know, be able to run, or be more powerful enough to. If you say in VR, it's a thing.
It'll be an accessory next for the next.
Oh yeah, sometimes even if VR if it makes it to next generation, is that people swear. Some people swear and live and die by it. So it's the best thing ever since sliced bread. I do believe that the next Xbox. Well, even this Xbox is compatible with it, you know, for a little bit, whatever. You still need a PC, but would be, you know, be able to support it natively, you know, out of the box.
You know, I always thought that if people like VR, the Kinect would have been a much better choice to use that in tandem with VR, simply because you don't have to hold anything. You know what I mean? Like it picks up your movements and shit. Like you don't need a fucking what is that? Like a treadmill or whatever. You could just like.
The thing that's funny about that is that HoloLens actually. I believe uses the motion.
That's AR.
You know, yeah, but it uses that. You know, it's built into the headset. But it also there are going to be uses where it can use Kinect in tandem.
But I think the price of the HoloLens is going to be like $2,000, so that's not going to be for the average gamer.
I think that it's possible that the next Xbox could be Oculus. You know, they could, you know, it could be Oculus. It will have Oculus support. The thing with HoloLens,
we don't like Oculus, but they need to have something, because if anybody, you know, if there's an Xbox gamer out there and they like VR. Then they don't have any choice but to go, and their console guy, they don't have no choice but to go Sony. You know what I mean? Like
on VR is I think that it's gonna, you know, be a real powerful out of the start, or you know you'll hear like
still sold out.
And then I think it's gonna drop off, in my opinion. Just kind of like Kinect.
If it doesn't have the software, I think I said before, if third party. You know, multi-plat start to take advantage of it. And I see Sony has some third-party deals with like Star Wars and Tekken and a couple other games. They're going to have some type of VR functionality. I mean, whatever the fuck, you know. I mean, that's the only way I see it being successful. When you got to develop shit, especially for it, like soccer robots, that's going to become a niche. Because you're going to buy Soccer Robots 1, you're not going to go out and spend $60 on fucking Soccer Robots 2. The
good news is they're doing these kiosks with that. So now people will be able to try it out for themselves or whatever, and I think that's smart because, you know, give people like me a chance to just, well, I don't know if I want to fucking wear a sweaty ass headset that someone else had, but it will give people a chance.
You know, any game like a game that's, I mean, if they have, I think they need a must-have title still. Though I'm still on that. You know, they need like something that were real the casuals in. And I don't think Job Simulator is going to do it, to be honest with you. Say what you want about the Connect. They had Just Dance and Connect Sports. What's that shit? Dodgeball.
They got that Danger Ball, dude. Danger.
Oh shit! They put your head in the box or some shit, right?
Yeah, it's like Danger Ball. I don't know, man. Like that shit looks funny. Hold on, I think I don't know what the hell games it supposedly. I saw the thing yesterday that
Sony VR,
the kiosk. Yeah, that like the games that they're going to show there. I don't really remember 100% what ones they were, but here it is. It's going to have Star Wars Battlefront, Until Dawn, Rush of Blood, Gollum, Modern Zombie Taxi, Headmaster, and Riggs Mechanized Combat League.
Headmaster, I want to try that game.
Yeah,
you want to become a headmaster?
Yeah. So that's what's going to be at the kiosk starting in October, I guess. So
when does this thing come out? When does it launch?
Well, October.
Oh, I'm sorry. There's a lot going on in October. Jesus.
Yeah. So well, that's when this kiosk goes up, and it's like PlayStation VR $399. But what was interesting was I was watching this thing on Podcast Unlocked. They did this little 11-minute thing, and I'm like, well, they're down. You know who they're down to on that podcast? It's Ryan. And then the guy from the Marty Silva guy, who's like a big PlayStation guy, and then some girl who does Nintendo podcast. That's their Podcast Unlocked team.
Yeah, IGN's weak right now.
Yeah, so I'm
like, two biggest fanboys, Greg and what's the other guy?
Destin. I don't know where the hell Destin went. Maybe he got kicked off for being a
fucking full-fledged fanboy.
Yeah,
on the PlayStation one though.
Yeah. So anyway, like even it was cool to see Ryan admit he goes, yeah. So he goes, PlayStation VR, really, it's $499. You know what I mean? Like, he's the first person that I've seen actually, like, kind of recognize that. You know
I've said that actually a little more if you don't have the headsets. I think everyone that tries this thing out, again, they have everything. Sony provides everything, with the glowing dildos, the headset, and the X, Y, and Z. To be fully immersed in this whole, VR thing, you need those things, and people are not taking that into consideration, I think everybody probably has a camera already, but... it is what it is.
Not everyone has. I don't have a camera.
Well, maybe people that are live streaming, Twitching, and X, Y, and Z.
It's $499. That's just another example of the media just fucking, not telling the whole story. Again, if that was Microsoft, they'd be like, it's fucking false advertisement.
Yeah, where's the camera?
Where's the camera? There'd be all types of fucking articles and this and that. Sony does it, and it's just like.
Yeah, the minute Microsoft would have said, $399, they would have been like, the next article the next morning would have been like, everyone thinking about Microsoft VR, think again, not $399, it's $499, and then it would say plus more.
And then Video Gamer piece of shit would be like, Microsoft try like a horrible Microsoft tries to take you for a ride. Lying to you for or some kind of fucking shit headline or
Microsoft tries,
and that stuff all feeds off each other. There is no denying that stuff doesn't happen, and there's no denying
saying
that.
This shit since 2013. I've been waving. Hey, that's not fair. That gave birth to fucking next gen 7 fucking 20 Inception. I listen. Like this whole has not been fair. It has not. And to be fair and to be honest, a lot of Microsoft wounds have been self-inflicted.
They totally
they have
themselves.
Been. Like I said, we've been having a totally different conversation. They just would have took the Kinect out of the box at launch and put the bitch up 350, and that was a big deal for a lot of people. 500, 400. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's not a lot of money, but 500, 400. You know what I mean? That was a big deal.
But the media should report. They really should.
They
should report it the way it is, and I've seen McCaffrey say it, and maybe a couple of other guys, but most people just throw, it's $399, and they go with that. It's not.
You know what, guys? I knew this generation was going to be bad when we lost Adam Sandler.
Sessler.
Yeah, my man. I knew things.
If only we could lose Adam Sandler.
I knew things are going to be bad.
He hasn't been good since Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, I was like, damn, something it was over. Infamous Second Son. He didn't allow him to record his own footage and some other shit.
He's actually a part of the Friday the 13th game project or something like that.
Wait,
He's
that-
like,
That game looks good.
Yo, that game
Yeah,
not only
they show
looks
some
good,
gameplay.
you will shit yourself. Go
show
right
gameplay?
now. Yeah, go on YouTube right now. Put in
Oh,
Friday
wow.
the 13th game. Yo, it's freaky as shit. I don't think I'm playing that shit in the dark.
that's
bro.
well. That what's cool about it, right? Is this
What's it called, guys?
It's Friday
what?
the 13th, the game.
Friday the 13th, the game. Oh, let's see.
Yeah, and what's really cool about that is it's a multiplayer game, but it's like one versus that's multiplayer only. It's like 1 versus 7. Somebody's Jason, and the other people are like can set up traps and try to get away and shit. But like overall, that game just fucking really impresses me.
Yeah.
The same thing with Mafia 3.
I was about to say they had the black guy down there. Was that guy black or something?
I don't know what he is. They don't say what the nationality is.
Yeah, he's
was a little dark,
his
yeah.
name's
This little-
Lincoln or whatever, right?
Yeah. Let me see. I fucking hate IGN, but that comes out when this summer or this holiday season.
I think Mafia is coming out this fall, October.
October is is Mafia,
Yeah.
which is
So what are the big multi-plats for this holiday season, guys?
That's a good question. What do we got, really?
Call of Duty.
Mafia, what else? Call of Duty.
Call of Duty, Titanfall 2.
yeah.
Titanfall 2. Yeah.
Is Battlefield this year?
Yes,
Supposedly,
So EA is going to put Battlefield against goddamn Titanfall?
I don't know. I think one of those is going to go to next year, but
I think Titanfall's getting delayed.
no, I think Titanfall's coming out and Battlefield's getting put to next
It'll be a
year.
little something from somewhere that's supposed to be this year. So, like that. So you got Titanfall, you got Duty.
Well, let's just go by this real quick. We've seen a Titanfall trailer. We haven't
Yes.
seen anything on Battlefield, so
True.
Yeah, I don't think Battlefield's coming out either.
Well, we haven't seen anything on Call of Duty either, but we know it's coming out this year.
Oh, they already
Well, they-
teased it
They
though.
have their big reveal in May.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I want to see some gameplay, not no fucking.
I don't know. That's a good question, though. What are the other big AAAs coming out this holiday?
You got
If there aren't more than that, fucking Sony.
We're not getting Mass Effect, okay? We got I guess the Mafia.
Yeah,
I
this
don't know,
October.
What else do we have? In question, you get a wrestling game for those that are into wrestling.
Yeah, I mean we'll get a Madden this August. We'll get Jesus. Hold on, we don't have much coming out. Holy crap!
There goes.
There's no Assassin's Creed this year. Oh, holy crap! This game looks good.
What game is that?
This Friday the 13th game.
Give me a link. Give me a link.
That's good.
It's
give
an
me a
It's an IGN link.
Oh, is that the one for January 31st, 2016?
No, this one is January 30. Yeah, January 31st.
Okay.
I heard there was another one that just came out though. This one is from January. There was one from PAX East that came out.
Oh, shout out to Robert, defending the show. He said, for Mafia, the character is half black, half Italian, set in 1968, New Orleans, returning from Vietnam.
Yeah.
That does look a little dark.
Yeah, I love the Mafia games. I think those are so good, really really good.
Motherfucking take two now to print money, don't they? Those motherfuckers are they get it
Oh
all.
well, I mean, yeah. We might get Red Dead 2 this year, right? Maybe, but probably
Nah, I
not.
doubt that. They're not gonna put Red Dead 2 up against Mafia.
Yeah. Damn. Oh, we do have
he
the
joined
South.
the Black Mafia, Black Mob. Oh, so
The South Park game is coming out this year, isn't it? That newer one. I don't know.
is that? I mean, I know they probably sell. I never really been into the South Park thing, but But I mean, unless they got, like I said, there's a lot of shit that I guess to be shown at E3. You know what I mean? Like, damn, I don't know any besides the 2Ks. Well, what exclusive wise? We got Forza Horizon 3. You think Recor's getting pushed back, guys?
Yeah, I think that's going to be an early launch.
So we got Scalebound pushed back. We got Recore pushed back. What about Cuphead? I seen some good shit from Cuphead.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to get Cuphead. Okay, hold on.
I mean, there's a lot of things coming out on the Microsoft side. Sony's got only multiplats to.
They got hardware multiplayer. Bitches. How you say, Como stars, bitches?
Yeah, but the problem is there's no multiplats. I mean, there's really not anything that's that big of a
What
deal.
about anything from Destiny?
Destiny, there's going to be an update this September.
Oh. What about from Ubisoft? Ubisoft don't have anything for this holiday season? Borderlands. I'm getting filled in right now. For those of Robert, we go to Rob. Robert hooks me up. Hold on, Rob. Here I come right now. Rob is a friend of the show. He gives me all my info, all my tidbits. Hold on. All right. He said he joined Borderlands 3 next, or what I say that's next year. But what we got for this year, Robert? What's coming out this holiday season for us multiplats? What is Sony going to hang their hat on this year? What's going to be the big swinging thing? What's going to be their theme console? Here's a good question. Then they're coming out with the Neo. Are Sony still going to be hard on these goddamn theme consoles? And you know what I mean? That's a good goddamn question. You know,
we aren't getting much this year. I'm like looking at this stuff. There's not a whole lot.
There gotta be some surprises. Gotta be something. EA has to, but I don't know. You know what I would love to get, guys? I know you guys, but fucking Dante's Inferno 2. That was my shit. Lord, that was a good goddamn game, man. That shit was I played through this shit in 2 days, beat the whole goddamn game. That was a good goddamn game, man. It reminded me so much of God of War, that whole hack and slash and shit. You know? Maybe Sony might pull a fucking rabbit and give us a God of War 3 this year. That'd be it. I mean, God of War, whatever the fuck it's gonna be called. God of War 4.
I mean, man, they would have had to really had that ramped up in production to kind of get that out, don't you think?
Is any Final Fantasies coming out this year? For those that are into that type shit?
I don't know. Is 15 set to release?
I don't know. Which one with like the dudes in the
I lost track of the number. It's just Final Fantasy, again.
Yeah, I'm not into Final Fantasy. I tried that demo. It's not for me.
I don't know. I don't really think it's. A lot of people haven't really been talking about it. I thought it was coming out this year, but I don't. Final Fantasy VII, the remake for PlayStation, was supposed to be out. I thought it was supposed to be out last year. That didn't come out. I don't know what the hell they're doing.
Oh wow.
I'm looking and I'm like, yeah, we're like in this such a shitty time right now. Like, I'm looking on here.
There's really nothing big coming this fall, and I'll tell you that just.
Is it because of this new hardware? The developers are fucking spreading themselves thin?
No,
that's what we don't have anything coming out this year?
It takes 3 years to develop games. Z. There's no way. No, what I'm saying is this. I think this boosts Microsoft's ability to advertise again, because you've got Microsoft's got what, Sea of Thieves, you've got Gears 4.
Is that this year?
They got a lot of games, and I've been telling this to everyone.
This year.
You got a lot of games, and you pretty much you have.
Is it this year or next year?
Yeah, well, let's just say what's been announced by official PR. Recore.
Okay.
Sea of Thieves. Halo Wars 2. Gears 4. Okay, that's 4. The Forza Horizon 3 is.
Forza Horizon 3 is happening.
You're talking about 5 fucking AAA games, okay?
Well, this year?
Yes. Then you have pretty much you have an excellent indie lineup with Cuphead leading the way, which looks absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, Cuphead.
That game looks hard as balls, though.
Yeah,
did you see? I was watching them play that on IGN. They just kept dying over and over again.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, but don't forget, crap. Those guys at IGN can't really play video games.
No, that game. That game is absolutely. That game. Listen, when we were at Xbox Fan Fest, I'm not going to say his name, but a guy who's a fan of us, Paul, was playing the game, and the developer says, "I'll give you $1,000 if you beat this boss." And the guy he was dead serious. He said it was the hardest game. He says he couldn't do it. So he came close.
Listen, but that can't be no fun. Like, what the fuck? Like, don't make them
supposedly they're going to make an easy mode, and they're going to dumb it down. But the fact is that right now
it was really vocal about that. Like, the game is too goddamn hard.
But the fact is they have 5 AAAs. Now let's do what Sony has. What does Sony have?
I don't know. We don't. That's a good question.
There is a
Sony
Last Guardian, Dreams, which is a PSVR game.
Oh, they got what's that shit? No Man's Sky. They have that. That's coming out.
That's an indie. That's a $60 indie.
I know. They got to retail.
But it's June, isn't it?
It's June. And I wouldn't consider that AAA. Even
I know, but they are. But they are. I mean, it got a collector's edition for like $100. It's sold out in minutes. I don't see what the hype is.
No, that's just a.
Listen, you know what's funny? We have to stop giving Sony credit for selling out fast. We just said it right now. They're starving them. They're starving them. Z, what is the one food you hate? What is the one food you hate?
Stale granny pussy.
You'd eat that shit all day if I didn't feed you for a year.
Okay, look here. June 21st is No Man's Sky.
All right.
Mirror's Edge Catalyst
I
is
forgot about
coming
Mirror's
out
Edge. That's
in
coming out
June.
this year. Yeah. We got Doom. I forgot about Doom. We got Doom.
Yeah, we've got Doom.
What else you been doing betas? What, Battleborn? You got that shit there too, or whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah, but out.
Final Fantasy 15, September 30th.
All right. You got
Mafia-
SmackDown something.
Mafia 3, October 7th.
What
NBA
about that?
2K17.
What about that?
Here we go. Attack on Titan. Woo! That will come
What's
out
that?
August 30th.
What's the
yeah.
Titan? That's Titanfall?
It's a multi-plat.
No, that's that damn weird Japanese game where they look.
Oh,
they have
no,
these-
no.
It's a multi-plat too.
No, thank you.
Deus Ex: Mankind Divided, August 20. Wow, there's some August game releases. Really? That's weird. Let's see. Below is that indie game that's supposed to be really good on Xbox One. H1Z1.
No, thank you.
That game. I think that's free to play or whatever.
Yes.
That's coming out on
No, thank
PS4, Xbox One. Let's see. Crackdown 3 multiplayer. Cuphead is supposedly it just says no date, but Homefront. As far as PS4, let's see. Hellblade supposedly, but no date.
Yeah, I want that. Yeah.
Gravity Rush 2. Neo.
Neo Chemo. Yeah, that shit.
Persona 5.
Gundam style.
Delayed.
Yeah. Let's see. Tekken 7. This thing only has that listed as a PS4 exclusive.
Wow. That
Last
really fucking donkey that became an exclusive.
Last Guardian. I don't think I've ever played a Tekken game, so
I like them. I like fighters. That's my shit.
just get it on PS4.
I will have to. Shit, this is exclusive.
Okay,
Yeah,
Battleborn is May. Doom is May 13th. Homefront is May 17th.
Garbage.
Overwatch is May 24th.
That's a good game.
Yeah, I'm hearing good things about that. Oh, One Piece, Burning Blood. That's May 31st, guys. Come on. Yeah.
And that's it. And then you got the VR shit.
Yeah, I mean.
Now, listen, as shitty as Sony lineup is, do you think they probably still gonna eke it out for Microsoft? To be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? I don't know. Microsoft might win when Gears releases. That game has 10 million views on that trailer.
But you know what? That bet not come to fucking Windows 10 day and date.
I don't think it'll
Listen,
come
it's
this. I don't think it'll come this year.
Yeah, if they do this, if they do that, if they fuck that up, then you know.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, guys, I love you guys. You guys are my brothers. We fight, we argue, we love each other. But if Microsoft does this shit here,
Again,
I don't know. I can
That
say
will
it's
piss
gonna be a
me off.
no-brainer. Supposed to say you're just not gonna do it, but this fucking Microsoft right here, I don't fucking know anymore.
well, if they listen, what they could do with Gears is like Crap says, just stagger it, get it a year later or 6 months later. Nobody gives a fuck.
Well,
But-
here's the thing. They just literally released Gears Ultimate on there. It doesn't make sense to do that 6 months within each other. You know what I mean? They didn't release Gears Ultimate day and date. I don't think they'll release this one day and date. I think they'll release Gears 4 next
And
year.
it's not that I'm saying I want games. Well, if you want other people to play it, don't pull a Phil Spencer on me. No, it's just that, again, I'm just from the old school that you need something on your fucking console. You know what I mean? Like, not for nothing. Just make your hardcore crowd feel special again. That's all that I'm saying. Like, Jesus,
I think they should keep a few on Xbox.
they ain't gonna do it but fucking bootleg it anyway. Like, that's fucking disgusting.
I don't really have a problem with like when Quantum Break. I felt they should have just released it and then released it in January of 2017. Like stagger it. Give Xbox a little.
Yeah, that's all that I'm saying. Like,
They gave them more bad press too by doing what they did because everybody was bitching. Where's my code?
Yeah.
Where's my code? You know what I mean? Like,
Everyone
where's
was
my
bitching
code?
about that.
Leave that shit alone. Just come back over here. Just what it is. Let's be honest. They're trying to piggyback the success of Xbox Live with the Windows 10 adaptation, making people. You want to play this game? You got to upgrade to fucking Windows 10. You know what I mean? That's what they're fucking trying to do.
Yeah,
you know
it's
what I
just
mean?
a cheap toy. I mean, honestly, Xbox means nothing to Microsoft. You know what I mean? Like that's all it is. It's just a tool to get people to
Windows 10.
to get Windows 10. Yeah, I mean that's basically it. And I don't think that people that play PC games really care that much about it because they're the Steam people. Like my brother is not even like a Steam person, but he's like, yeah, I picked up 15 Steam games for $1 the other day, and I was like, well, there's. I mean, that's basically about the fucking.
But listen, check it out though. Going through, like I said, those Valve surveys, people, PC guys, they like to brag about those specs. They got underpowered dog shit. If Microsoft comes out with this console and it's upgradable and it's fucking a powerful goddamn rig, you know what I mean? They could probably just get some of the PC guys to, buy the goddamn hardware. But you got to leave something on your fucking, console that they can't get in the Windows 10 store. They have to do that.
We got to talk. We got to do we do shows. We do this. We got to keep up. It's hard because Microsoft breaks news twice a year. But Phil came out and said something, and he said his words that this won't be misinterpreted. When we do one, it will be substantial. So when they do something, he's well aware of what the power issue is this generation.
Phil is weird because Phil started this whole thing. Right, and then he backtracked, and then he said something else, and then he backtracked on that. So you don't really know what
everyone
doing,
keeps saying. Everyone keeps saying he backtracked. I didn't catch any backtrack at all. I think people put words in his mouth. No, people put words in his mouth, and then he was like, "No, I didn't say that. I said this."
At that one thing in February, he was all talking about upgrades and this and that, and you know what I mean. And next thing you know, he's like, "Well, no, we're definitely not going to be doing upgrades." You know what I mean? And then
he said I'm with a 1.5.
No, this was before that, right? He went on Major Nelson's podcast and goes, "We're not doing upgrades to the Xbox
Everyone
One."
panicked, right? Everyone panicked.
But when he made the comment about upgrades, it was never in referral to the Xbox One. So that's what I'm saying. Like you guys, everyone keeps putting words in his mouth, and then they're like, "Well, Phil, didn't you say this?" No, I didn't say that. I said this, and then they're like, "Wait, but I took it like this." Well, who the fuck are you? You know what I mean? Like I don't understand. Like this is more of that stuff crap. You got to understand. You got to weed out the ridiculous journalism. The asshole sitting there picking his nose with a fucking iPhone with the recorder app on. That's not a reporter or a journalist. But then that asshole goes home and writes something that goes viral. You know what I mean? Like that's not what he said. When he got up and he spoke about what they want to do in the future, it was the future. It wasn't the future. Wasn't next week. You know what I mean? Like that's not what he meant. And then they're like, "Well, that's the way we took it." Okay, great. I'm glad that's how you took it. That's not how we took it, and we're the ones in the fucking captain chair. You know what I mean?
But he also says, he's not a fan. Jesus Christ, Gears of War 4 Ultimate Edition bundle, $149.
What? Xbox is it?
What?
Gears of War 4 Ultimate Edition pre-order bundle. Gears of War 4 allowing you. Okay, so no, I guess this is digital. Hold on.
Rand was sending something out, right? And this you could play the game like 3-4 days early and shit.
Okay, this is the New Zealand, so I don't think it'd be that much for here. But if you get this bundle, it allows you to play it starting on October 7th. So you get to play it 4 days ahead of each other, and it also requires 70 to 80 gigabytes of storage space.
I thought the DLC was free.
No, this is the DLC is free. This is New Zealand prices.
Oh yeah, their money's worth more than their money.
Yeah, but this is basically confirming that the details, 150 New Zealand dollars, includes Gears of War 4. It says and the season pass and vintage Dell multiplayer character. So I don't know what's going on with that because I heard that the multiplayer that the stuff was free. So I'm not sure. But yeah, that is interesting. The only thing that sucks about that is like I'm hoping they come out with the collector's edition because I buy that physically, which means there's going to be motherfuckers on there 4 days earlier, just like learning all the maps and like all the little tricks and shit. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm a big fan of that because I remember they did that with Forza 6, I think.
Yeah.
And I wasn't a big fan of that. Everybody was all like fucking ranking up and playing that shit, and because I buy physical, the physical digital thing I'm not sure of their company. You're saying it's digital. Like the thing is that's an interesting ploy to get people to grab that though, right? Because they don't want to fall behind on multiplayer. Yeah, so. I'm not gonna buy it digitally because I'm not, Well, I mean, it is what it is. I don't know. It's interesting. Hey, Tim, there is some good news though, because I think Sony heard you when you were complaining about two-step authentication.
Oh yeah, good job. But 5 years later, since 2011, when you were attacked, but you know, it made news, so I actually am happy that I actually was a person, and there were other people. I mean, that's just crazy that wasn't in place, but better late than never, like you said.
Yeah, I know. I forgot my my code for my shit. Forgot it. I don't know. So I hope they'll be able to, if I can maybe change my email and all that, make it up to state, because I got an old ass Yahoo with this shit, man. You know, and change it and one of the issues, and fuck when I get locked out, fucking with Sony.
Oh, really?
Yeah, even Sony shit is horrible. That's why I just left it the way it is, man. You know,
Well, they change your password, or they always send to the emails you have to change your password.
Yeah, but I had no fucking, I don't even use my fucking Yahoo account anymore. I don't know what the fuck the code is for the Yahoo thing. I just log in and leave the motherfucker.
Well, you could change. Do you probably have an account linked to your Yahoo that you could reset your password?
You know, in years, bro, we're talking about when I used to be in Black Planet with my shirt on, flexing for these bitches.
That's what happens.
Those chat rooms and shit. Remember chat rooms and shit on Yahoo?
But yeah, but what happens is, yeah, I remember. They killed my bots. But what happens, and this goes for both Microsoft and Sony, is that you forget these fucking passcodes, and then you have no way of fucking getting into your account. The only thing you can do is start over.
Yeah, start all over. But someone tried to, I don't know what the fuck, someone tried to pull some fishy shit on me 3 o'clock in the morning with the Xbox One, and Microsoft sent me email asking it wasn't me. I wasn't checking no email 4 o'clock in the goddamn morning. I get up to go log in. Well, not even my daughter wanted to play Peggle before she went to school. And like, Daddy, it's not working. Huh? What are you talking about? It's the A button. So I had to go through that shit, call them on the phone. But you know, I got help though. They fixed me in the same day. You know what I mean? Because I forgot what cell phone number I had back then. You know what I mean? I've had the same Xbox Live account since 2002. You know what I mean? So it was like, God damn. So a good thing it did happen. I was able to update my information as far as Microsoft. You know what I mean? But they do send you a text to your phone and an email, or is this your or confirmation that you bought something or whatever. So that's kudos. So that's what Sony's getting now. You're gonna get an email to a text to your cell phone or an email.
Yeah, like what, like YouTube does two-step authentication that too, and I do that. So because the motherfuckers try to fuck with your stuff, so you always like.
Why do people do that? Someone tried to do that shit here on non-fucking. What the fuck is wrong with you people?
Yeah, dude, I have no idea, man. But I use that shit on everything, man. Like. You know what I mean? I locked it down.
Crap, so this is Frank hot sauce. I put that shit on everything.
I've heard that fucking commercial too, man. I put that shit on everything.
This is Frank hot sauce. I put that shit on everything.
I don't like hot food, man. Like hot, like spicy shit, dude. I can't eat that, man. Yeah. It's just bad, man. I don't know.
Como stars. What shit is there anything else we can? So we covered just about everything, and the Game of Thrones are coming on tonight. You guys ready?
I don't watch that shit, but yeah. No, man, I've never watched it.
What about you, Mooch?
Oh yeah, man, I'm all in.
Mooch is all in on all that dirty shit, man.
I'm all in.
See the trailer with the guy, with the young boy that's in the fucking wheelchair, whatever. He has that power to go outside his body.
Yeah.
He's standing right next to the White Walker, and the White Walker's going, "What are you?" Like he has the power to, what they call them, the Three Hawks or something.
I don't know what it is, but he can see. He can see.
Yeah, I remember the Raven said you lost the ability to walk a couple of seasons ago, but now you gained the ability to fly. He's able. Yeah,
I got news for Crap. Once you start having kids, your ass ain't leaving the house. You better start getting into these fucking these movies.
Yeah, Game of Thrones.
Well, you know what? Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Maybe one of these days I'll have to watch it. But
Game of Thrones.
I did want to talk about this other thing though, like how the media keeps pushing back the fucking sales of the Xbox One. Did you guys see that, mate? Like,
18 million. And that's not right. And that nobody rescinds it.
Only the media could reproduce the scene from fucking Ferris Bueller's Day Off where you put the car in reverse and mileage decreases.
Yeah, like that's the funniest thing because it was like it leaked that 19 million had been updated to the Windows 10 thing last year, right? So now like you got these people who are just like this firm guessing, right? And now all of a sudden it's like down to, like I wouldn't be surprised if we started hearing 15 or 10 million from 2014 or whatever that was. You know what I mean? Like that to me is just like ridiculous. And it's one of those
the perception that Sony just completely destroyed Microsoft this generation.
Well, I mean, they did. You know what I mean? But it's like
no, but they did.
they did. I mean, they did. They did all the right things. The two main things they did, and I said this on Crossfire with Mooch, is the two main things they did was they're not named Microsoft, and they didn't have a box called the Xbox. Right. You know what I mean? That's how you win.
But going into this generation, it was the public consensus that Microsoft was going to come out and destroy Sony. That was the public consensus.
Because the 360, they should have followed. They should have followed the fucking 360 blueprint. Instead, they let Sony do it. Like, I don't know. It's like a lot of this stuff really, to me, just is bad. Like, I hope if they do come out with something, if they do come out with something along the lines of a new console next year.
Oh, they got to.
If they do, they need to get some better marketing deals for third party again. Like, whatever Call of Duty wants. Whatever, you know what I mean? Just
Call of Duty. I mean, what's going to you think Call of Duty is going to be the one shooter for next generation also, or whatever?
Yeah, I think it will. And not only that, but here's the thing: when Microsoft lost Call of Duty, I don't think people realize that there's all these big like pro Call of Duty people, and they're on YouTube, and they have like millions of people that will do what they want. And they all say Xbox sucks. Once they lost that deal, Xbox sucks. You know what I mean? Now it's all PlayStation. So you have to be careful with what you do, and I think Microsoft needs to have a couple of those bigger ones like Call of Duty, you know what I mean? Like Madden or whatever. Like when you start fresh with Xbox Infinite or Infinity, whatever.
Beastfire, bitch.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, I don't think they're going to call
that shit on everything.
But I think that what you do is you have to have marketing deals because we see that shit works. There's a good median that you can have, right, where you can still fucking do your exclusive.
You know what paid off big for Sony this generation as far as third party? Fucking NBA 2K. Like, that is more popular than fucking Madden now, bro.
Yeah. Well, you know what also helps them is having a fucking baseball game.
Yeah. Do it sell in the millions, baseball?
I think that the show probably sells 1 million a year or so. I wouldn't doubt it. Maybe 1.5.
I think it's more of a big deal that they have it, only for the fact that Microsoft doesn't.
What do Microsoft do? Fucking get behind ML 2K and pay for fucking MLB 2K and have they don't, because Microsoft does have their own baseball franchise. They want to fucking just fucking get behind 2K. And then you can have your own exclusive fucking 2K Sports baseball for the Xbox brand,
Yeah.
Or EA, whatever the fuck, somebody, and just I don't know. I just think they got to fucking compete better next year.
Whatever they do, they can't just do like Xbox One. It can't be called Xbox One. It needs to be something.
It got to be maybe just Xbox. Shit. Going forward, this motherfucker's upgradable, whatever the fuck, just call that bitch.
Just call it Xbox.
Call that bitch the box.
People
put that
know,
bitch in the box.
They know what it is. You don't have to put a fucking slogan next to it.
So maybe it's something. Maybe we must get something catchy though. Xbox fucking Liquid Freeze. I don't know what the fuck, man.
Yeah.
Xbox Apocalypse. Something.
Xbox bacon grease.
That shit on everything.
Huh? How about that?
Yeah. But
when you hit the on-off, you have views. I have bacon grease.
Yes,
bacon grease.
Zaire, bacon grease.
I hope they do have something like a custom for Gears, though. That they need that.
They do.
They really that bitch on. Well, listen, like I said before, I'm standing by. I think Gears is going to be the new face of the Xbox platform. I've been saying that for a while, and it looks like I think people are more excited about Gears than they were from Halo. So that's just the vibe that I'm getting. Like the Gears.
Oh well, you know what? Like Gears is very tough online, though. You know what I mean? Like it's definitely gonna, like it's never gonna have that as strong an online community as Halo. But I think that Gears has is like that, has a very strong online and campaign. So a lot of people I see just like the campaigns, like they try the beta and they're like, man, I got my ass kicked. But Gears is one of those games where you can't just give up. You have to keep.
Yeah, people have been playing Gears since one, so people have been playing this shit since the first one.
Yeah, like me, I can go in there and drop, with playing Team Deathmatch, I can go in there and drop 12 or 15 kills a map.
I got a perfect name from Robert. Xbox Revelation. Yeah.
They should just Xbox Surface, like my insider says, man.
Xbox, motherfucking
The Surface is making them like over $1 billion in revenue now. You know what I mean? Like that.
Xbox Surface.
Yeah, because they're going to come out with the Surface phone too. So.
Yeah. We said this on other shows, and I agreed with whoever it was. I think Crop said, I don't remember, but basically they came out and the only way they could beat the MacBook Pros and this and that was they went with the Surface Pro. So Microsoft has hardware people that are very capable of making one powerful son of a bitch. You know what I mean? Like they can make something pretty damn good. I hope that they put a couple of those people on that team, into the development team for the next Xbox. I hope so.
Oh, the best game on PS4 this year is going to be Rise of the Tomb Raider, though.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. They got Rise of the Tomb Raider. They got Rise of the Tomb Raider. I forgot about that.
Yeah, they'll have that. Well, they'll have that like in November or something, right? So I mean,
they got the Xbox 360 version.
They're gonna promote. Yeah, you wait and see the port. You wait and see that.
Hey, you know what? That ain't no slouch, man. I've been playing that, man. That's a beast.
Oh,
that thing looks great.
It's just that beast. But yeah, but I forgot they do have that. They probably do a themed fucking Tomb Raider deal or something. Sony, how cheesy.
Does anybody even care about that game at this point?
Yes, they are. It's going to be the best thing since sliced bread, but it's on the PlayStation 4. You got to feel the road. It's going to be the best thing since sliced bread, and now it's on the PlayStation.
Yeah, but you got to remember, you go walk around and ask people who live in Guam, what they think. They're like, Guam's great.
Uh-huh.
No shit. I mean, ponies, of course, are sitting there right now. They're excited for anything. No Man's Sky collection set is selling out because they haven't had a game since Bloodborne in March of last year.
Yeah.
They'll buy anything right now. They'll buy Yoshida Plays Q*bert. They'll play anything. You know what I mean? Or catch the fly with the chopsticks. They'll catch anything. It doesn't really matter what the fuck.
Racist.
Hey, why is that? Are you kidding me?
You said chopsticks. Hey, you said chopsticks, and he's Japanese, so.
Wow, great.
Yeah.
So what? I say Pepsi with American, and all of a sudden I'm patriotic? Listen.
Hot dogs.
Hot dogs, yeah, hot dogs. So listen, I mean, there's a goddamn game right now where you walk around sipping soda. Why can't you catch flies with a chopstick? I don't see what the big deal is. To be honest.
Soda Drinker Pro. That's gonna look good.
Oh my god,
that's gonna look great in Neo mode, I think.
Oh my god,
I can't wait.
I can't wait to just put that glow stick right to my mouth and drink.
Why I keep seeing
without
Ibarra,
the calories?
Motherfucking Ibarra pops all these achievements on that game. Like, is it easy?
No, yeah, it's you. The first thing you do is you hit L trigger and then right trigger to drink, and you get 5 points. It's like ridiculous. The game. I played the game. It's just too much. Like, it's I don't know. It's like really bad graphics. It's total VR mode type shit. The music makes your ears bleed. I don't know what's going on with that.
Did you see this game called 140? Apparently, it's coming to Xbox One and PS4. This game looks like an Atari game. Like, this is why I'm thinking. Better hardware? Are you serious? Like, look at these trailers for these games, man. They're fucking terrible, man. But hey, we better get out of here soon so these nerds can go watch their Dragon show.
Yeah, I just gotta get some more duct tape between my glasses. I don't even wear glasses, but I wear them just for the show.
Did Next Gen just leave us? We can't close this shit out without him.
Oh shit!
He's here.
No, man, he ain't here.
Oh no, he's
we're going on extended.
Huh? How about that?
It sounds like he's in his closet right now putting a new shirt on.
He's putting his shirt on.
What is he doing?
I don't know. This is great.
All right, what is she?
Z, we were trying to close the show out, but you disappeared.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I had to fucking put my steak in the oven. I'm sorry. I'm back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm back like good crack. Shout out to the 383 people watching this live. We appreciate it. Next week, we're going to be doing the call-ins again.
Yeah, we got to do that.
And doing some giveaways. Fuck, let's have to spend some of this money. We catch you guys next week. Thank you guys for rocking out with us as always, man. We love you. And catch us on Mooch Show, on Crap Show, and catch, you can see Mooch on Donald Trump campaign.
I'll be in the helicopter. We're doing a show from the helicopter.
Yeah, you got it. We out here. Thank you guys for rocking out with us live, man.
Peace.
Bang, bang.